Okay. So to give you a brief introduction about withholding tax. So withholding tax is nothing but the TDS that we pay in India. So the customized name in India of withholding tax is called TDS. So actually worldwide it is known as WHT withholding tax. And withholding tax is whenever you will pay someone and that the person to whom you're going to pay, if that person is supposed to and okay. So to give you a brief introduction about withholding tax. So withholding tax is nothing but the TDS that we pay in India. So the customized name in India of withholding tax is called TDS. So actually worldwide it is known as WHT withholding tax. And withholding tax is whenever you will pay someone and that the person to whom you're going to pay, if that person is supposed to um, you know pay tax after the collection of money, and if there is a section which mandates that you must deduct the tax, then you have to deduct the tax. So you're paying $100 to your vendor, and for whatever service you are paying, if the law mandates that for this service, like for example in India we have section 194 under the income tax act, under 194a, 194b, 194q, jas, like that. A lot of subsections are available under 194 section, which tells that for which type of services we have to pay withholding tax. For example, this training, suppose this training is a part of WHT. In that case, whenever you are paying my fees, you will deduct WHT amount and the balance will pay. Say my training fee is 20,000 and say the law says that you have to deduct 10% WHT. So you'll pay me 18,000 and 2,000 you will deduct. And after, within a stipulated time, you will pay it with the government, mentioning the PAN number of, my PAN number, so that on this 20,000, if I am at 30% bracket, I have to pay 30% tax on this 20,000. That means 30% of 20,000, I need to pay 6,000. Out of 20,000, 6,000 will be my tax liability, and the rest 14,000 will be my income. Now, once you deduct the 10%, that is 2,000, and you mention it against my PAN, so when I go to my income tax portal, I will see that, okay, already 2,000 is already deducted, so I will pay 4,000 extra. Okay, that is a normal concept. So like in India, different services has different tax rate. Some services government says you have to deduct tax, some services government says you don't need to deduct tax. For example, I'll give you an example. For example, if you sell a property, suppose you're a seller. Okay, so say I am selling a property to, whom am I selling to? Arpita. Okay, her name comes first. So suppose I am selling a property to Arpita. Now, if the sale agreement value is less than 50 lakh, say I am selling a property to Arpita at 50 lakh exactly. So Arpita will pay me 50 lakh. But if the price of the property, the agreed value of the property is 51 lakh, then 10% WHT needs to be deducted. Okay, this is the rule. So like when she's going to pay me 51 lakh, she'll calculate 10% of 51 lakh, 5 lakh 10,000 she'll deduct, and she'll pay me around 46 lakh 90,000 or something. Okay, so that is the WHT. In US, the sections are 1099 and 1042. So 1099 is a very important section, and the WHT reporting is being carried out within that 1099 section. So anyways, WHT, so I'll show you for WHT what kind of config is needed. I will not be able to show the entire part because for WHT I need to have outgoing payment. Now I have configured incoming payment. I have not configured the outgoing payment. So I'll show you the config part, backend config part, and the end user part that I cannot show you. For that, I'll share a video. Okay, I should have also shared the video for collection strategy, dunning by collection strategy. I'll share it. I forgot to share that. I'll share the dunning by collection strategy after this class only. So Now here the WHT master data are separate in like when I talked about VAT, the VAT master data uh, in the VAT master data remains at FI site, but here the WHT master data. So at FI site there is a WHT. So if we expand financial accounting global settings, you will see withholding tax and you will see extended withholding tax. Okay, this config is used in FI. Okay, for WHT, FICA has its own config. So say WHT tax 01 is created in FI, that will not be used in FICA. Like here for VAT we saw that, say I create a VAT code, tax code V1. The same V1 is used in FICA, but here we have to create separate tax code in FICA. So for that I'll go to the FICA wala node. So contract account receivable payable, under basic functions we have another withholding tax. Okay, so expand the withholding tax. First node is check sub transaction for withholding tax relevance. I mean, you have to mention for which transaction WST is needed. For example, in my project, in that Indonesian telecommunication project, I was not part of the blueprint. So when I joined, blueprint was already signed off. So all for all payments we are charging WHT. Now one of the users, she identified that as per blueprint, the materials will not require any WHT. Only for the renewals will require WHT. So monthly renewal, say internet package, every month you, like I'm using Geo Fiber, so 999 plus GST. So these renewals will require WHT. But suppose first time I have to purchase a Wi-Fi router. That router is a material. On that, no WHT is required. Okay, so they identified, okay, this is a bug, you have to fix. So how will I fix? I will identify that when I bill, when I send the invoice, we have, say I have different main transactions, say 0001. This is for material product. Then 0002. This is for renewal. Okay, so this is for monthly renewal. Similarly, I have 0003. This is for quarterly renewal. Then I have 0004. This is for fortnightly renewal. Like that, we have different main transaction. So all of them are WHT tagged. What I have to do, I will just remove this tag because here WHT is not needed. So this is the node which says that you will assign the WHT tag into those transaction or those main sub combo where you require the WHT. Okay, so first I'll show you that without the WHT, how my transactions look like. So if I open any of the Flasho FPL9, I'll open. So all my items are cleared now because I did write off yesterday. So FP1 entry, FP1 entry. I think this is one FP1 entry. Okay, manual posting. So now when I open this transaction, I go to the tax data, and here the WHT amounts will appear. So currently you see nothing is here. There is no WHT info. I see VAT info, but I don't see any WHT info. Now when I configure, I will see the WHT info, and after that when I pay it, then the WHT amount will appear. Okay, that payment part I cannot show because I have incoming payment. I have not configured outgoing payment. Okay, but my invoice will tell me whether when I pay it, the WHT will come or not. Okay, because what happens, there are two options. Either we can record the WHT during invoice itself or during payment. Okay, different company will tell you which way you want. Mostly they go for during payment. Invoicing, nobody records WHT during invoicing. People records during payment. Okay, but again in SAP invoicing, WHT can be recorded during invoicing as well. Okay, so I'll show you how you can control. So here I'm going to configure that WHT will come during payment, and in the invoice we'll see whether this invoice is eligible for WHT or not. Okay, so currently you see you don't see any WHT information. Okay, so I'll configure, and after that I'll post invoice. You'll see WHT information will be coming. So the main sub combination where WHT is needed, I will just assign the WHT. So I'm using 0903, and this is this is invoice, and this is credit note. Against this I will receive payment, against this I will pay. Okay, outgoing payment will happen. Now wherever we have outgoing payment, there we will configure the WHT. So in this against this I will create the WHT. In the drop down we see withholding tax amount. Here you will select we can withhold. Okay, that is against this. So when this entry is posted, there will be outgoing payment, and while making outgoing payment, suppose the invoice is of 100 but I will pay 80, and the rest 20 I'll keep in WHT. Okay, so wherever we have payable combinations, that is where my customer will be credited. So in this entry, this is a normal entry. Here we have customer debit and revenue credit, and this is a ulta entry where we have revenue debit and customer credit. So whenever we have credited, customer can be credited. There we can tag the WHT. That's it. This is the first config. Okay, save it. Next, define WHT tax code. So here I'm going to, let's see which number can I use. Under US I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Actually 15 is missing, so I'm going to create a WHT called 15. Okay, so new entry, country is US, WHT code is 15. I'll call it, say, 1% WHT for 0903, or I'll put the 0903 in front so that I can identify that okay, this is mine. 0903 enterprise 1% WHT. Okay, so if we have any official tax code we can assign. 15 is a tax code in SAP, but in the real life the tax code can be different. Tax code can be 3-digit. Okay, so how many 4-digit I can accommodate. Okay, so the official WHT tax code we can assign. I don't have an official WHT tax code here. Now here I will okay, how much of the invoice is taxable, subject to WHT? The entire amount of the invoice is subject to WHT. Okay, and here I'm going to tell what is the rate, 1%, and the WHT will be posted with payment. Okay, if you uncheck it, then WHT will post during invoice, and if you check it, WHT will be posted during payment. Okay, currency, and here you can put a minimum amount. That is, suppose I have a minimum amount is $1. Now, if the invoice is of 50, 1% of 50 is 0.5. In that case, although it is 0.5, but still minimum $1. Since it is less than $1, WC will not be posted. Say invoice is 80, 10% of 80 is 0.8, so no WST will be posted. Okay, so if that is required, then you can do. So this is enough. Done. Next step. Define formula. This is not required, I guess. No, this is not required. The supplement, concept of supplement. What is supplement? Sometimes it may happen that, like in India, say your total income is coming as 10 lakh. Okay, on that we have tax calculation up to 250 no tax, then 250 to 5 lakh 5% tax. Okay, which is coming as 12,500. Then 5 lakh to 10 lakh 20%, which is coming as 1 lakh. So total tax liability is 1 lakh 12,500. Is this your final tax liability? No. On top of this, you have to pay education cess. Okay, education, secondary and higher secondary education cess, and few days back we used to have the Swachh Bharat cess, which is now moved. I mean removed. Okay, so this is what is it called? It is called tax on tax. Okay, so this is already I have calculated tax, which is coming as 10,000. Why did it go? Yeah, which is coming as 1,12,500. On top of that, I'm charging 3% edu cess. That it is called tax on tax. So if your requirement is to have tax on tax, then you can configure a WHT supplement. That is, WHT code is the WHT. On top of that, if you want to charge another WHT, then we can create supplement. That is called WHT supplement. Okay. So in one of my US implementation project in Brim, they had this tax on tax. Okay, so back then I used this supplement, so let's not confuse this thing. But I just on a high level told you the concept. This is how we do it. So here it is not required. Then defined allowed entries for extended withholding tax not required. Now here I will assign the GL account. So account assignment for withholding tax posting with outgoing payment. During outgoing payment, the WST will get posted. Okay, so I'll select chart of account is CANA. Now here, see already the WST is, it says that for all tax code, or maybe last batch, I think I used the WST 12. Now, here my WST is 15. So I'll just select and I'll do single copy and I'll make it 15 and my WST. I don't know if this GL is extended to my company code. So I'll hit enter and I'll save. Okay, good. This GL is already extended to my company code, so I don't need to, find out this GL. Okay. So here it says that if the WHT is 15%, then use this GL. Okay, this is done. Incoming payment not required. Incoming payment. This is supplement not required. Supplement incoming payment. I think we are good. Now let's post the invoice and see the WHT amount. Okay. So now before I post the invoice, my CA master must have the WHT tax. Okay. So /n CAA2 in the CA master, WHT must be assigned. So come here under the payment and taxes. Here we have taxes, WHT payments, WH tax for outgoing payment. Here the WHT is assigned 0. Country is US and WHT is 15. Here it will be assigned. Now it is saying that every time I invoice it, so WST will be charged. Now there are two conditions. First condition is the CA master must have the WST flag. Next is main sub combination also must have the WST flag. If these two are fine, the invoice will be posted with WST relevance. Okay, so both of them I have done. Now I will post the invoice. You'll see the difference between this invoice versus the other one. I think I have opened the other one in, okay, I came out maybe. So I'll open the one of the entry in another tab so that I can compare. Okay, so this is one entry where we don't have WH. Now I'm going to post an entry with WHT /o FPE1. Can this tax code apply to contract account in mass or have to assign individually? Yes, you can assign, you can edit contract account in mass. There is a T code called MASS. If you use the MASS T code, you can assign the contract account. I mean, you can edit the contract account in mass. Okay, but the problem is, say you have 5 lakh contract account, out of which say 2 lakh has to be assigned with uh, WST code 15, 1 lakh should go with WST code 16, 30,000 should go with WST code 14, like that. So at a time you cannot do. So all 15 wala you can do in one shot. All the CA which will get WST 14 will be done in another batch. In different batches you have to do. Okay. Okay. Next, currency USD. BP, I think this one, CA, contract account, main, sub I have to go for 20 because I assign WHT in 20. Okay, let me post two lines where I have one 20 line and one 10 line. You will see WHT appearing in the 20 line only. Okay, so I'll put just maybe $80 and another line. I'll put $10 because I want to I want my credit balance should be higher. WHT should be greater. Okay, so with that I'm going to save, no change. Okay, I hit enter. Oh, I think this is not the right business partner for this CA. Yeah, 4005 is a business partner. So saved. Now let's check the document display. It has two lines. First I'll go for the debit line. This is normal invoice. I don't have any information here. Now I'll go to the first line. So I'm the second line. I'm at the second line. So I'm going for the previous item. You see, now I have miscellaneous information. Here it says tax base amount is 82.40. How 82.40? So here only. So 3% tax is added on 80. So 80 into 3 point tax, 3% tax, 80 into 1.03 coming as 82.40. Then on top of it, it will be 1% WHT. So WHT amount will be 0.83. This amount will be posted, sorry, 0.82. This amount will be posted during payment. That payment I am not going to show you because I have not configured my payment method. I don't have any outgoing payment method yet. So whenever we have outgoing payment method, that I have a video where I'll show you that this is the backend. Till here it is a backend config. Now for the end user part, one part I have shown you, and the payment clearance, or I can do this way. Since I cannot pay, I will clear it with a debit. Let's see, because in clearing itself the WH should be posted. Let's see, I'll post a debit and I will clear the debit with this credit line. Let's see the WHT gets posted or not. Okay, although it's not a payment, but my auto clear I have configured. So let's use the auto clear functionality to check the WHT is working fine or not. Okay, I have not checked this, but I'll just give it a try. So now if my customer has how much balance, I think 73 point something, 70 point something balance I will have. Minus 72. Okay, so I'll post a maybe plus 80. Okay, and after that I'll run auto clear. So I'll go /n fpe1 today only. Why this 16 wala BP is coming every time? This has to be debit. Okay, I'll put 80 now. Save. And this 80 should not have any WHT display. Fine. Now I will choose the open items and I will just simply I can auto clear or I can do account maintenance as well. So account maintenance is easier. Let's try this. So I have 3 open items. Here these 2 are of same document, the debit and credit line, and this is a separate debit line. Okay, so I'll clear this one with this one, exact matching, exact clearing will happen. And let's see, do I get a WHT along with auto clear? Okay, so right click, account maintenance. I have chosen create proposal. Click on open item. Yes. So my entire 82.40 will be cleared. So this one will be not. Okay, how is it clearing? Oh, so okay, I don't like SAP's proposal. So what will I do? I'll because I want to clear these two. I don't want these to participate. So here what SAP is proposing. So some part of this is getting cleared. So I will clear myself. So I'll select all and I'll deactivate all. Then I'll activate these two. And 82.40 comma 40. How come I'm getting it? Oh, see, it has already calculated WHT. You see, WHT on outgoing tax, it has already calculated. That's why it is not, even after clearing both of them, I see a minus 82 and it is not letting me clear. Okay. So I'll go back. So WHT will be calculated. So I'll go back and I'll go ahead with SAP's proposal. Okay. So SAP is proposing this way. Now here it says that uh, this is the line where WEC is located, and this will be cleared with this line and this line, and 0.82 WEC on outgoing payment will be posted. I calculated 0.82. See 0.82. Let's see the WEC amount. Save document. This one 101065. I'll open this document separately. /n FPE3. Yeah, CWST. So the accounting entry is ideally what happens if the clearing happens, it is BP line and BP line. No GL line is hit. Okay, for auto clear, customer debit, customer credit, GL is not needed. But here a GL line is hit, and that went to the WHT wala GL. Okay, so ideally this type of clearing doesn't happen mostly because it is cleared via outgoing payment. Why I came here, because I wanted to show that this is a tax base amount. On top of that 15, this one says 1%. Oh, there is no F4. Okay, fine, F4 is not working, but anyways, so 1% of this, to show you I have I have cleared, but ideally it will be not cleared via auto clear, it will be cleared via payment only. Okay, so but I just cleared via auto clear to show you that the GL is correctly hit or not. Okay, anyways, I'll share the video. There you'll see how via FPY1 outgoing, there I have done refund. So how via refund 82.40, the entire 82.40 is not paid. Instead 0.82 is withheld and the balance is paid. Okay, I have chosen a small percentage, only 1%. That's why an insignificant amount is being kept as withheld. Okay, so that is all about withholding tax. Do you have any question before I go to the next thing? Okay, very silent participants I have in this batch, March batch. So next we are going to talk about a BAPI. BAPI means sometimes it may happen that when the customer is about to pay the bill, they will need to know how much do they owe. So if I send the invoice, in the invoice it will be printed that this is the open item. But suppose there's a portal, in the portal they will check what is the open item and they will make the payment. So in the portal, the open item needs to be displayed. Okay, so right now what is my open item in this account? I think 10 point something will be open, 11.10, and I have a down payment, right? Yeah, so this is the open item. Now say in the portal the customer says, okay, I want to display the balance so that customer will pay. Before customer will pay, customer will need to see the balance. Okay, so for that a very popular BAPI is used. That BAPI I'm going to show you. /o SE 37 account balance compute, FKK account balance compute. Okay, this is the BAPI. So here you execute this BAPI. In the import parameter you enter the vcont. So my vcont is this one, and my gpart is this little fella over here. Wtref, I don't have a contract, start date, end date, so I'm just putting today's date. Okay, so today's date is 24. I don't know in which format it will take, but I'll just put in DDMMYYYY format. Let's see. Okay, so with that you will execute. and it is showing me that I have $100 as my balance. Okay, but where is my 11.12? I think it is not yet due, that's why it is not being shown. Let's see. Here we need to sum up. Here we need to sum up all the but true. In the but true, the open item will be shown. So if user sums all the but true, the open item will be shown. Okay, I think this is showing me only the item which are overdue. For example, my payment is overdue because my payment due date is 24 and today is 28th. 20th of April is the due date and today is 28th of April. That's why this one is shown, but this one, it is due on 8th of May. Why did it take 8th of May? Okay, I think, okay, sorry. This is my sundry data. So the FP1 entry, 15 days from today's date, is the 8th of May. That's why this date is taken. Okay, but I want to see any open item. I don't want to do all this summation and all. After the summation, this will come. So next page, this is the last page. So add all and get the balance. Okay. So what Avatar can do here, we have a clearing status field AUGST. Just look at the field where AUGST is blank. So I am already at the last page. Okay, I don't have any open item here. So I'll go to the previous page. All are 9. Then again previous page. All are 9. Again previous. Okay. No, that open item is not being shown. Let me do this way because I posted it is 00. Now I'll put it 23 59 59 because this I posted after 00. Okay, that's why maybe, or maybe better I'll put, okay, I'll put today's date only, but till 11:59:59. Now I'll execute. Okay, now I'm getting the correct balance. So when the system time was today's date but just the midnight, then these transactions were not posted. When was these transactions posted? The transactions were posted on, the system time is 1:05 in the morning, that is 1 a.m. in the night. So I put midnight. So after midnight, these transactions took place. That's why those open items were not being shown. But my $100 was posted long back during my SD explanation. So here we see the balance of 88.88. How did we get that? So the balance is coming as 100 minus 11.12. So I have 100 in negative minus 11.12. I am getting 88.88. So if there is any requirement to show the balance on the fly, you can use this BAPI. Okay, so use the BAPI. This, what does it do? It does, I mean, it is like DFKKOP open item summation. It does. So you maybe an FS maybe written, needs to be written, where you'll mention that what open item needs to be added. See, I see one field called XALF, but I don't understand what is this. As a functional, how will you know? So we'll come back and go to the display. So whatever open item, whatever import parameter you saw, but if you don't understand, so here I understand, okay, vcount is contract account, gpart is VP, virtref is contract, start date, start time, end date, end time, self-explanatory. But last one I don't know. How will I understand? So the importing parameter I have to check. So go back and click on display and click on import. Here XALF. Oh my god, I was explaining something. I was expecting something, but it is in German. Let's see. Inside, do I get any no field? Now we have to go through the code only. In the code itself, it will tell you it's an optional entry. Okay, and this one is pass value. So what if I translate this? Do I get anything meaningful? reading, dunning, and returns data. Okay. Okay, it is return and dunning also it will read. Okay, let's see. This one we know contact account. Does this mean relevantes conto? How come relevantes conto becomes contact account? Acha, relevant account. That means it is correct. I mean, it is exactly. Oh, this is what Esperanto. Espanol. I could understand, but what is Esperanto? Anyway, so here it is saying that dunning related information also or return related information also it will read. Okay. Now let's run the BAPI with this checkbox. Let's see. Although my dunnings are reversed, but I still have some return data in the accounts in the FL9. Okay. Sanjay, can you please go on mute, please? You can unmute if you have a question. Thank you. So let's run the BAPI with this checkbox. So I will execute the BAPI. Oh, it does not propose. So I will again copy CA start date, end date is 28/04/2024 and time is 23. Enough, 23 will cover because system date is now only 1 a.m. and 23 p.m. is fine. Now I'll run with a X. Okay, I did not put any value back then. Now I will execute. Do I get any difference? Okay. So for I don't have any return data, something like a return lot, all those I'm not getting any balance. So without X, I'll get the balance. How come I'm not getting a balance? What did I do? Start, end date, end time. You have to enter 59. Did I make any change or what? What? This is strange. With the same input, I was getting 88.88. Now I'm not getting any balance. 28/04/2024. End time 23:59:59. What is wrong? This is strange. It showed me balance. I have only one entry in post tab. What happened? No, I still have balance here. Maybe there is some issue. Anyways, I hope you understood the idea how to derive. Okay, I don't know what is wrong. I'll just save this data. Open balance.